Hello, Daniel, back again with another batch of Dwarf Fortress videos. And the first thing I'm going to do before I start anything educational, I'm going to go ahead and name our dwarves, because as per the request of some subscribers, yeah, they wanted some dwarves. So we're going to also just do this. And this is kind of learning something new. Not everybody probably knew that you could nickname dwarves like this, but you can. Let's see, just go down the list. Pencil. Dangasm. If I've missed you, feel free to point that out, because I may have missed somebody. So there we go, we've got all of our dwarfs, so only the first 7 dwarfs are named, so I've still got plenty left. But we're also going to call this one Udib McDead. In the memory of our fallen friend Udib. He was the poor dwarf who we killed on the bridge and then haunted our fortress and got us all killed. That's part. So going back in here, I can't remember quite what I covered in the last part, but I think I covered stuff like, I think I covered the farm. I've obviously got a nice operational farm now. I can press Z, find out what kind of stuff we've got going on. Pretty good. We've got flux. So I did want to go, that's right, into the production industry of flux and that kind of thing. As you can see right now, we do have lots of coke here, which is a type of fuel. So I'm just going to go ahead and make our bar/block stockpile a bit bigger. And yeah, so we only have one furnace operator at the moment, but like I said, this is a very good way to get it all started. Now that we've got a fair amount of coke, I'm going to also start throwing in hematite ore. Hematite is an ore of iron. This will produce iron bars, and with iron bars we can get pig iron bars, we can make steel. You know, if we've got flux, fuel, and ore of iron, that's all that we need. But steel is a pretty strong material. Quite a well, not expensive material, but it's a material that doesn't go by cheap. So yeah, obviously we have a lot of coke at the minute, and we have, oh, I don't know why there's still rocks here. I think I just recently started digging down in the earth, so I'm gonna go check this out. Oh yeah, that's one thing I want to do as well in this part. I want to go over our barracks. As you can see, we do have more hematite here. I believe that's hematite, because I believe hematite's red. It is. Okay, so that's all good. So oops, DBC, just gonna go reclaim that. Dump all this, and we're going to go ahead and make our first barracks. So to make a barracks, I generally use an armor stand or a weapon stand. You don't have to, but it's nice and easy like that, because I believe you can use other things to make a barracks, but those are just one of the many items that can act as a barracks room. As well as that, in your barracks, it's good to have some extra cabinets, some beds, because you know your dwarves are going to be there quite a long time doing their work. And as you can see, stray ganders and stuff are being struck down, and that's because, yeah, I did have them designated to be killed in the last part. Now we have a lot of meat, so I'm just going to go ahead and assign all of my herbs to be turned into alcohol, because I haven't quite done that yet, and that's quite important, given the fact that, you know, we have a surplus of meat, but we're starting to run a little bit low on drinks, and obviously given that it's all frozen over and we currently have no well, it's something very important enough for us. So maybe I'll have no, I won't have an unrack. We're gonna go ahead and promote that to the top, so it gets done. Oh, it's being done right now, so my mason should have it done very soon. Obviously he's preoccupied with doing all this stuff as well. I think it's done. Nope, it's still not done. God damn my mason. But going back above ground, we're doing quite well up here. We've got a lot of nice stuff going on. I'm tempted to kind of make a side entrance here. Yeah, I will. And what I'm going to use is I'm going to use vertical bars. This is a new thing that I'm introducing here. It is something, as with nearly everything, it's a building, so it can be destroyed by a building destroyer. It's not a perfect security. Whereas this path up here is a lot more safe, because you know building destroyers can't jump over gaps. You know, because I'm going to have a bridge that goes over some kind of a big gap. But vertical bars, which is what I'm going to use, which is capital B by the way, can be used you know, in iron bars. You can make it out of coke, loads of different stuff. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and use it out of coke because I have a surplus of it at the minute, so I'm going to go ahead and put down 3 vertical bars. And as well as that, I'm going to go ahead and look up a floor. I need to make a roof here. It's pretty important stuff. Build construction floor. I'm going to go ahead and just set this all here. Suppose I'm not kind of liking how multicolored my fort is, but I guess it's okay. So I have obviously finished the skirting all around my fort, so I'm going to go ahead and put walls all around my fort once again. Again, just to make it a little bit more safe. The higher and more enclosed your fort is, the more safe it'll be. It's very important to kind of limit movement to several different places. Well, by that I mean limit access in the fort to several different places. So that should all be good. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and leave a few little bits open just so I can access up here, so I can still put stuff down such as walls. So I'm just going to leave 3 open here. And I'm going to build a floor there instead. As well as that, I need to build well, I kind of want to make a floor here. But it's just a bit dodgy because if any of my refuse is over that, it'll start rotting, but I'll deal with it. I need to put down this wall, but I need the floor here first so I can actually get to the wall to put it down. But yeah, I'll just remove the floor once I'm done, that'll all be fine. So my armor stand is undoubtedly done now, so let's go check. Whoops. BA, and we can go ahead and put it in the center of our room. So as I'm going to construct a wall here, and then I can put down 2 doors next to it. But yeah, I'm also going to put down several beds. Like I said, beds are fairly important. So we'll go ahead and put down a few beds, and then a few cabinets as well. Just so our dwarves are a bit happier with their bedrooms. So as I'm going to start smooth, because you know, having a good barracks, a nice working place is a nice thing to have for a dwarf. They'd much rather have a nice place to work than a horrible place to work, obviously. I'm wondering if maybe I build a floor over here, would this count as inside so it wouldn't freeze in the winter? I'm honestly not very sure. That's a possibility. Because I do kind of want to make a hospital in here. So I'm going to go ahead and try and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and make our hospital. I'm going to make it go a little bit down, and then I'm going to make it extend out into a big area. Don't want to be quite that big, you know, don't need a huge hospital. Hopefully we won't have that many dead dwarves. Oops. So again, a good nice big area like this, and I'm just going to break open the wall, and then I'm going to start putting a floor over here. I think it will in some way, shape or form. Hopefully it will, and if not, then I can quite easily make a well area down here or something. So it's not something hugely bad if it goes all wrong. Let's go see all my vertical bars down. Indeed they are, as you can see, they are all down now. And you can use, in fact, one thing I need to do is I need to make extra mechanisms. So just getting blocks, lots of mechanisms, because we're going to go ahead and connect this to a lever again. I'm not sure if I mentioned before, but there are animals that can pull levers, and it's important to try and keep your lever in a safe area. Preferably something that's not hugely accessible, otherwise that's not going to be very good for you. So I'm going to go ahead, let's think about it. Put a lever, so it operates something up here, so I don't know, I guess I could put it in a little, where's my other lever in fact? It's up here, isn't it? Yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the corner of here, so B, capital T, and then L. I'm just going to go ahead and remove this stockpile as well, just so I can actually put it down. Remove designation. There we go. BTL. BLT. So obviously I need 6 mechanisms to connect that up to 3 different vertical bars, and then when I pull that, I can open them all at once and close them all at once. So that's very good. Kind of again limiting the access to my fort. If a goblin siege does come, we will be prepared. So let's go back down to our military area. So this is basically going into how if you want your military to train, this is how you do it. So first of all, I'm gonna get a nice big barracks area. Oh, but first I need to do is I need to make another wall here. Goddamn, just so I can put down a door so it can actually be limited. And then I can get my military working full time, which is very good, because then they will actually start training and they will start gaining skills, because at the minute they're just kind of doing nothing or doing their regular jobs. And a few dwarves even come down here to sleep in beds that aren't those. Whoops, it is. He's goddamn, why did I do that? Oh, okay, I'm sorry about this. I'm just going to go ahead and remove that and door. And I'm going to go ahead and set this. So anyways, you want a tight room like this. And this is going to be my way into the caverns. Obviously this means if anything comes out of the caverns, the first thing they'll hit will be my barracks, which is a good idea. So once you have like this, this is once we've made our room. So we can assign the room to a specific individual, but I've never done that, and I don't see why you'd want to do that. You can free the room, you can resize the room, you can give it a name, as you can do with several things like beds. So just, you can go up and down in the different squads, and I'm going to allow them to sleep in here, train in here, individual equip and squad equip. I'm not sure what individual equipped and squad equipped are, but it doesn't matter so much. It's not something hugely important, I don't think, but sleeping and training is important, because, you know, then they'll sleep in these beds and they'll train in here. So now that I've done this, I'm going to go ahead and press M. I did have, I believe, 21 or 22 or 23 that went on over these menus. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to active/training, where this A isn't here, so they are actually training, and they do have orders. If you press S, you'll see the schedule is to train, which is why in this alert where they've got all orders turned off, which is why that is there, they will train. Or I can make them do anything. You know, I could press E to edit an order, make them do something else instead. I can make them defend boroughs, loads of different stuff. But this is really advanced, and it's not something that you need at all. So, you know, we've got them all to train. Now our dwarves will come down here and train happily, because they are indeed in the military. We only have 2 people in the military at the minute, but that's all fine. The fact that I even set the alert, yes I did, so they should be going to train. Oh, actually, yeah, one thing to note as well as that, you've got to press S to go in, then A, and then once you've highlighted this, you've got to change their schedule to active/training, and now they'll come down and train. Because this is the civilian alerts, and this is the individual. As you can see, they've changed their job to become little battle dwarves now. It's a bit complicated, but this is basically the schedule of the individual squad. This is civilian alert things. Yeah. I kind of overcomplicated it, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, because I'll probably be able to help. But right now they will be training. As you can see, there's this new icon that we can see. It's an S, which is for sparring, which is what they do when they're just chilling out. And it's now a deadly. I think in earlier versions of the game it did used to be it could involve death. I think it can still involve injuries, but it's kind of rare. But obviously, you know, these guys are getting military skills. If we go into the war menu and then check the military, you can see our Hammer Dwarf. He's got 3577. Game's unpaused. And now he has 3590. It's quite slow training, but regardless, it is good training, because it is better than doing nothing. And then another essential military skill. So let's see, we should have a fair few mechanisms now. Yeah, I think we might have enough mechanisms for our level. So let's go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and capital B, connect that one, and then capital B again, down. So we'll select the middle one, and then A, capital B, and then we're going to select the final one. Wait, I'm confused. Oh yeah, this is the final one, okay, great. So that should be all of them connected now, and then once I do that, I can pull the lever to open and close it. So that will take my mechanic a short little while. I'll show you that in the next episode, but at the minute, I'm going to talk about this little warning that we got. It told us that the spear dwarf has become attached to his weapon. This is something that generally, it takes more time to occur, but as dwarves are in battle, they will become attached to certain pieces of they'll become attached to certain pieces of weapons and armor. It just basically means, you know, they like that, you know, they love it, and they don't really want to get rid of it. Although you can't force them to get rid of it, it'll make them a bit sad. It's just another little dwarven quirk. Hopefully we'll be able to cover moods and Forgotten Beasts later. At the minute, I'm not really, well, I'm kind of prepared for a Forgotten Beast, but not hugely so. But as well as that, I will be going down into caverns. So thank you very much for watching. We will be going down to caverns later in the next episode, as well as showing you opening and closing my vertical bar thing, which is basically used to keep us a lot safer. Thank you, and please watch the next episode if you are interested in learning more Dwarf Fortress.